Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Billy Abbott will be afraid of a different lunatic after the morgue claims Ian Ward has been cremated, according to the Young and the Restless update for Monday, March 10th. Nick Newman will show up at Billy's house and acknowledge that there has been no update on the whereabouts of Phyllis Summers or Sharon Newman. Nick will also try to obtain some fresh CCTV footage, but he will be unsuccessful. Billy will persuade Nick to simply take a break and have a drink with him because he will be somewhat irritated during Monday's YNR episode. Nick will have an opportunity to vent, and Billy will also apologize for not seeing Phyllis was in difficulties sooner. Billy will mention Ian's name and ask Nick if he is certain that the man is actually dead. Nick will contend that he witnessed Ian being shot and passing by his body. Additionally, Nick will acknowledge that he checked with the morgue and that he was told Ian had been cremated, so he will feel confident Ian is permanently gone. Nick will obviously believe they need more information to proceed, but Billy will be terrified that another lunatic is behind Sharon and Phyllis's kidnapping. Phyllis will exercise at the defunct mental hospital and drink a bottle of water to stay hydrated. Given that forgiveness seemed to be the solution to their previous puzzle, Sharon and Phyllis will argue once more. Phyllis suggests that she could pretend, but she'll predict that their kidnapper will probably be able to tell. As far as Phyllis is concerned, the concept of true forgiveness will be rejected. Indeed, Phyllis would maintain that she would much prefer have rats nibble at her rotting body than have genuine forgiveness for Sharon. But when Phyllis suddenly becomes ill, things will take a frightening turn. Phyllis will be in excruciating pain on the couch due to the nausea and the burning sensation in her stomach. The kidnapper will return with a message stating that Sharon must locate the antidote when the alarm goes off. Sharon will frantically search the room while Phyllis panics over being poisoned by the water bottle. Eventually, the captor will reveal that this object is both the beginning and the conclusion, as well as something invisible. Sharon will conclude that it is the single water bottle with a sticker on the lid. Sharon hopes that this particular bottle will be the solution to Phyllis's severe symptoms because water is see-through. Sharon will say she's almost certain about this, despite Phyllis's worries. Audra Charles will brief Nate Hastings on her chat with Holden Novak as Sharon coerces Phyllis into consuming this possible counteragent. When Holden switched from being a buddy to Damien Kane's employee, things changed, and Audra will explain why there is friction in their relationship. Holden now exhibits signs of resentment and disapproval of Damien's outbursts. Nate will inform Audra about the findings of Lily Winter's investigation and the reality that Damien does not truly own the businesses he says he does. Nate, on the other hand, will be worried about ruining Amy Lewis' opportunity to get back in touch and will want to give Damien the benefit of the doubt. Nate will be concerned about pushing Damien away because there are so many people digging around. Audra will essentially believe that it's best to exercise caution, but she will let Nate handle asking Holden for more details. Audra will share Nate the text after Holden tells her that she still needs a buddy. In order to maintain communication and cement the friendship, Nate will reply with a message on Audra's phone. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Damien's secrets will continue to come to light, so tune in to find out what else he might be concealing. Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott's date will be saved by Diane Jenkins Abbott, according to The Young and the Restless recap for Friday, March 7th. Let's talk about what is ahead in Genoa City because Jack Abbott will also suspect Summer Newman's desire for a reconciliation. Holden Novak, who will try to befriend Audra Charles and talk about Damien Kane's fury, will help her be on her guard at Crimson Lights. Holden acknowledges that juggling Damien as both his boss and friend is difficult. After some persuasion, Holden will eventually persuade Audra to join him for lunch prior to his return flight to Los Angeles. Before discussing what Nate remembers about their biological father, Nate Hastings will discuss with Damien at the GCAC how to give Amy Lewis some hope. Before Holden arrives with Audra on Friday's YNR episode, Damien and Nate will spend some time together. Damien will draw Holden aside and chastise him once he discovers that he has postponed his journey back to Los Angeles. Particularly while Audra is dating Nate, Damien will essentially act as though Holden shouldn't be having fun playing with his ex. Damien will become even more irate when Holden makes fun of him for having feelings for Lily Winters. Holden will ultimately have to postpone his lunch with Audra since Damien will insist that he return to Los Angeles for an important matter. But after seeing Audra and Holden interact, Nate will get suspicious and will pressure Audra to tell him the truth about their relationship. Diane will discover at the coffee shop that Kyle called off their date night with Claire because Summer would be on a call in Tokyo. Kyle will thank Diane for saving him by agreeing to watch Harrison Abbott, and he will agree to call Claire to let her know that things have changed. Summer will tell Jack how helpful Kyle has been during this missing Phyllis Summers situation when they run into each other at society. Jack will question what Summer means when she talks about getting back in touch with Kyle. Summer will discuss feeling like a teen with Kyle once she makes it clear that she doesn't mean romantically. Summer will believe that Claire's employment at Chancellor played a significant role in that and will argue that it was the best course of action for her family. Jack will anticipate that Harrison won't be impacted by the turmoil as the conversation shifts to Victor Newman and the Newman-Abbott conflict. Jack would eventually confess to Diane since Summer will keep highlighting her relationship with Kyle. Jack will learn more about Claire and Kyle's next date as Diane informs him that they are on Harrison's babysitting duty. Jack will then admit to having a persistent sense that Summer wants Kyle back. Claire will want Victor to be forthright at the Newman Ranch about whether he is pressuring Summer to get back together with Kyle. Victor will essentially say that he doesn't support any Abbott-Newman romances and deny it. Claire will be confident in her love for Kyle, but Victor will wonder if she is doubting things because she understands deep down that their relationship is a mistake. Although Claire will acknowledge Victor's disapproval, she will caution him from taking any action to support his position. Victor will concur that Claire is free to choose as long as she is aware of his position. Victor will then sneer at Claire as she answers Kyle's phone and finds out that their date night has been rescheduled. Summer will overhear Kyle at the coffee shop rearranging Claire's plans for tonight, and she won't appear pleased about it. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Summer's jealousy will continue to be stoked by Claire and Kyle's connection, so watch to see what she does next. Both of them would go with a bang. Phyllis taunts her by claiming that she is certain Sharon would want Nick to save her one final time. Sharon is certain that she would also like him to storm through the door at this very moment. Sharon keeps trying to solve the riddles while Phyllis makes lunges. Phyllis doesn't see why she should take part. They quarrel over the purpose of everything, and Sharon begs her to assist in deciphering. Phyllis taps her head and claims she already knows the answer but won't share it with her. She isn't providing Sharon with the solution if they are competing with one another. She is honest enough to say that if it came to it, she would abandon her there to perish. Sharon advises her to mature and quit acting like the mean girl. They might be at danger of dying. Phyllis responds that forgiveness is the solution after further pushing. That's what has no cost and is priceless. After everything Sharon done to her family, she tells her that this is absurd and that it would never happen. Sharon maintains that the objective appears to be for them to make apologies while Phyllis says that this is dull and she keeps making lunges. Never say or mean, I forgive you, Sharon. I would rather die and have rats gnawing at my rotting body. Phyllis says. While Phyllis swigs water and implies that Sharon is overanalyzing, Sharon resumes her efforts to decipher the hints. The blonde ponders the possible reason. It seems as though their kidnapper wants to demonstrate their intelligence. They keep arguing, and Phyllis advises her to work out as well to build strength. They repeatedly recount what Sharon did to Daniel, and Phyllis maintains that she has yet to accept responsibility. She will never be forgiven. That might be the only option, according to Sharon. I could just tell a lie, but I think the freak will figure it out, Phyllis says. She gasps that she feels queasy and doubles over. Phyllis fears that she may have been poisoned. Sharon announces their need for assistance over the intercom. She should begin searching for the antidote, the voice says. They imply that because Phyllis declined to participate in the game, she has been poisoned. Sharon looks while Phyllis groans on the couch. Even though you cannot see me, I am the beginning and the end, the voice says in another riddle. Sharon examines the pillows. Phyllis apologizes to Sharon for what she said while sobbing about her burning tummy. Sharon believes the antidote is a bottle of water with a sticker on it. Nick stops by Billy's and inquires as to whether Phyllis has connected with anyone. Billy has called those numbers already. They both agree that something is amiss. They sit and try to work things out, insisting on a beer. Billy acknowledges that he was slow to acknowledge that Phyllis was in serious danger. That's a common thought, according to Nick. Nick is beginning to believe that kidnapping could actually happen. The abbot asks, "How certain are you that Ian Ward is actually dead?" Given this, Nick acknowledges that's the first name that came to mind. However, he is certain that he is dead. He was cremated. Nick doesn't think it's the work of a crazy person. They believe that the women are together and that their hostility is at its highest point ever. Neither of them, in Nick's opinion, was provoked to seek retribution. Kidnapping is therefore likely. Nick is finding it more and more difficult to refrain from going out and hitting stuff. It's been challenging, and this has made things even more difficult. Every time he believes the family is getting back on track, something goes wrong. Even though it doesn't make sense, it's difficult to avoid blaming himself. It's difficult, but he's trying to keep everything together for the kids. Billy tells him to relax because he's been the pillar of support for everyone. They acknowledge the irony of banding together in an attempt to assist Phyllis and Sharon. Nick informs him that now is not a time for bonding as he gets up. Security calls from the ranch. After reviewing their video, they have no leads. Nick is leaving to see how everyone is doing. The mystery deepens, who's really behind the kidnapping of Sharon and Phyllis. As The Young and the Restless continues to shock its viewers, the kidnapping of Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers is taking a dark and twisted turn. The latest spoilers for Monday, March 10th reveal some chilling updates, and fans are left wondering, could the terrifying captor finally be revealed, or are more shocking twists in store? Ian Ward, is he really gone for good? After weeks of speculation about Ian Ward's potential involvement in Sharon and Phyllis's kidnapping, Monday's episode drops a major bombshell. The morgue confirms that Ian Ward has been cremated. But did the infamous villain really die? Billy Abbott will fear that a different madman could be behind the terrifying plot. At Billy's place, Nick Newman will arrive with news that no one wants to hear. There's still no trace of Sharon or Phyllis. After trying and failing to track down any new CCTV footage, Nick's frustration will boil over. In an attempt to calm him down, Billy convinces Nick to take a break and share a drink together. However, their discussion will take a chilling turn when Billy mentions Ian Ward's name. Billy can't shake the feeling that something's off. He questions whether Ian is truly gone, but Nick insists that he saw Ian's body and confirmed through the morgue that he's been cremated. With Ian seemingly out of the picture, Billy will be left fearing that a new, dangerous madman is behind the sinister abduction. But who could it be? And what do they want with Sharon and Phyllis? A deadly puzzle in the psychiatric facility. Meanwhile, at the abandoned psychiatric facility where Sharon and Phyllis are being held hostage, tensions continue to rise. Phyllis will engage in a workout, trying to keep herself strong while the constant mental and emotional toll wears on her. But things will take a terrifying turn when the two women get into yet another argument. Their latest riddle seems to have an answer: forgiveness. Phyllis, however, doesn't want to hear about it. She will declare that she would rather die than forgive Sharon. It's clear that the deep animosity between the two women is only intensifying their ordeal. But the stakes are higher than ever, and Phyllis's refusal to forgive could have deadly consequences. Things get worse when Phyllis suddenly becomes ill. A wave of nausea hits her, followed by an intense burning sensation in her stomach. It's clear that something is terribly wrong. As Phyllis writhes in agony on the couch, the alarm blares, signaling that their captor is watching. The voice on the intercom delivers a chilling message: Sharon must find the antidote to save Phyllis. Phyllis will panic, fearing she's been poisoned by the water bottle she drank earlier. Sharon, desperate to help, begins searching the room frantically for any clues that might lead to the antidote. The captor offers a riddle: I am the beginning and the end, though you can't see me. Sharon's quick thinking leads her to a bottle of water with a sticker on the lid, and she's convinced this could be the antidote. But will it be enough to save Phyllis before it's too late? With time running out, Sharon pushes Phyllis to drink the water, hoping that it's the solution to their nightmare. Nate and Audra digging deeper into Damien's secrets. Back in Genoa City, the tension between Damien Kane and Holden Novak reaches new heights. Holden will confide in Audra Charles about his complicated relationship with Damien, revealing that things have soured since Damien went from a friend to an employer. Holden is clearly growing resentful of Damien's manipulative behavior, and things are about to get even more complicated. Meanwhile, Nate Hastings will continue his investigation into Damien's true intentions, particularly his claim to own certain companies. Nate worries that his digging could drive Damien away, potentially putting Amy Lewis's chance at a reconciliation in jeopardy. Audra urges Nate to be cautious, but Nate remains determined to uncover the truth. As Holden reaches out to Audra, asking her to be a friend, things take an unexpected turn when Nate begins to grow suspicious of the chemistry between Holden and Audra. Could Holden be hiding something, or is Nate simply reading too much into the situation? Claire, Kyle, and Summer, a love triangle that's heating up. As the drama unfolds in Genoa City, another complicated love triangle continues to play out. At the coffee house, Diane Jenkins Abbott will come to Kyle's rescue when Summer's sabotage prevents him from having a date with Claire. Diane offers to babysit Harrison Abbott, giving Kyle the chance to salvage his evening with Claire.